And we're live, I think.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. It's Tamara, and you're here with our hashtag Right Stuff tweet chat. And today we are talking about NaNoWriMo. That is happening in less than a week, which I just said that and it made my heart go really fast.
Yeah.
5 days.
5 days.
I don't think I'm ready. But I don't think it matters. So I am going to start sending out the link so that everyone can check it out. And that'll just take a minute. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Which way wants to start?
Start with you, Burgess.
Hello, my name is Burgess Taylor. I'm a writer, an art journaler, and a coffee addict. And I am participating in NaNoWriMo. This will be my 7th November NaNoWriMo.
All right, I guess I'll go. My name's Sarah Crawford, and I'm a writer, obviously. Yeah, and this is my 2nd year doing NaNoWriMo. I also, have a YouTube channel about books and music, in addition to writing. So, yeah, all over the place. And I just decided to do NaNoWriMo like 2 days ago. So.
Okay, I'll go next. So I'm Amy. I usually talk about writing and teen passion, and this is my 3rd NaNoWriMo that I'll be doing. Yeah.
And I think this will be my 5th NaNoWriMo, which out of the 4, I've won 2 of them. So maybe this year I can bring up that average.
Yeah, I've only won. I won 5 out of the 6.
That's pretty good.
The second one I did, I barely won. I think when I won, it had like 50,015 words.
Wow.
Hey, that's still a win. Win is a win.
Yes, it counts.
Alright, telling the world that we're live. So today I thought that we could just discuss any tips that we have for NaNoWriMo, any difficulties that we faced in the past, and just give out some helpful hints. And we'll watch the hashtag Right Stuff. So if anyone has any questions they'd like to ask us, please tweet it out to us at hashtag Right Stuff. That's where we'll be looking the most. So Sarah, I'm guessing that you're not going to be plotting too much for your Nano.
Well, I decided to do like a retelling of the Nutcracker. So I've kind of, I already kind of have a plot structure in place, which is the good thing about retellings. And, I think NaNoWriMo is a great time to do something like that because you don't have to worry too much about plot structure, and you could just kind of, put your own spin on something that sort of already exists.
Retellings are definitely fun.
Yeah, I've never tried to do one before, so we'll see.
I like reading them.
I do too.
One of my favorites is Wicked by Gregory Maguire. I think that's his name.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I also really like the Lunar Chronicles, and that's like all fairy tale retellings.
I haven't read those.
I do enjoy the Lunar Chronicles. Though I haven't read the last one. Was the last one Scarlet?
No, the last one was Cress. Scarlet was the second one.
Yeah. I haven't finished reading Crest yet.
Oh, that was my favorite.
So I have something else to go on my to-read list.
Amy, do you like retellings of fairy tales?
I don't think I ever read them. I don't know. I have like the original Grimm series, and I thought those were perfectly creepy enough. So.
Creepy enough.
Well,
We're pretty
they
We're
are.
pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Shoes and feet and. Well.
I really like the modernized versions, you know, when they take like a really old classic story and kind of put it in the modern context. That's really cool.
Let's see. Looking on the hashtag, I don't see any questions yet. So I guess we could all talk about what we're doing for Nano. I am actually not entirely sure. I was planning on doing the companion piece for the current novel that I'm writing on, and then when I was looking at the information about my past nanos, I found this part of one that I'd started that is also set in this world in this time period. So now I kind of want to work on everything at the same time, which is absolutely ridiculous. But I think I'm going to end up doing that. Amy, what are you going to be working on for Nano?
I'm doing the sequel to the other book I wrote, so it's like my main character is now the head of the Japanese mob in Kyoto, and someone is betraying him, so he has to figure out who he is, and he doesn't know who he can trust and who he can't trust. It's getting down to business and doing all kinds of like the Prince by Machiavelli kind of things, trying to figure out how to be a good leader and all that jazz.
That sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go on.
I am redoing from scratch, except for the prologue, the novel that I started last NaNoWriMo, the one where I was writing a novel and then I just and started. I had two novels going on at the same time during NaNoWriMo, and this is the redo of that. It's called The Witchy Business, and my protagonist comes from a very long line of hereditary witches, and she is a natural witch. She's psychic. She could just do stuff without spells. But she doesn't want to be a witch. She wants to be normal. Her parents and her grandfather were killed by hunters, and she wants nothing to do with the witchy world. So she walks away from the witchy business, and almost 10 years later, her grandmother is killed, and she is thrown back into the witchy world. And in the process of training to become the head of the coven, which is something she absolutely never wanted. And she's got hunters after her, and somebody's going to betray her, and somebody she thinks is an enemy is going to be a friend, and maybe even a love interest. Gotta love tropes. Makes it fun, though.
Yeah. I really like witch novels. They can be fun.
I'm trying to remember the last witch novel I read, and I think it was either The Witches by Dahl, or maybe it was the Worsford series. It was like an old British one before Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
The last books that I read that were witchy books were the first, 3 in the Sweep series. And but I've been an Anne Rice fan forever.
I love Anne Rice.
I haven't read one of her books in a long time.
I have almost all of her books.
Yeah. I think I like her vampire books a little more than her witch books, but her witch books are good too.
I like when she intermingles them.
Oh yeah, those are fun.
One of my favorite books is about neither the vampires or the witches, and it's Memnoch the Devil.
Oh yeah. Well, there are vampires in it.
Yes. Well, then there's I think a witch in it too. When I first read The Interview with the Vampire, I was like, oh my god, wow. And then the next thing I read was The Mayfair Witches, The Witching Hour. And I was like, okay, I'm hooked. But before that, I was a huge fan of The Chronicles of Narnia, and then Stephen King's very first book that I read was Salem's Lot, so Vampires Again. I don't know, I like the paranormal.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, cool. I think I just activated the Q&A thing, so if anyone's looking at this on Google Hangouts, they should be able to submit questions, I think. Maybe. So let's talk about some NaNoWriMo tips on how to survive this month.
Hold on, Tamara. Nina wants to know how she joins the conversation on Hangouts. She's on the tweet chat.
I would have had to send her a link so that she could join the actual video. Is that what she wants?
I have to send you a link to. I'm telling her that.
Celeste says, aloha, hashtag right stuff, no questions, just a drive-by, shaka, and a hearty. You can do it for everyone in NaNoWriMo preparations. Aloha!
Woo!
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest tip for NaNoWriMo is to just keep going. And even if you're writing something and you know that it's awful, like, just keep going, because you can fix it later, and just don't worry about it being bad, you know. Just keep writing.
When I write like a horrible scene that I really, really hate and I know I'm not going to use it, I highlight it in black. That way I still get the words, but then I don't see them. So I don't even bother about them.
That's good. I make like notes to myself, like I'll be like, insert witty dialogue here, you know.
I just talked about this in the video I just finished uploading. I color code too. If I don't like it and I have the urge to delete, I highlight it in red. If I think it's pretty good but it needs a lot of work or some work, I'll highlight it in blue.
I think
For something I need notes, like I do yellow, and for dialogue that I want to insert, but I don't have time to worry about dialogue and trying to get words in, I highlight whatever it is in orange.
See, that's interesting because my NaNoWriMo drafts are usually just all dialogue, and I don't put any narration. So I just spend time doing dialogue, and then narration. I think last year I put insert things about festival that I don't know yet here.
I do a lot of parentheses too.
I do that too, yeah.
Oh, definitely. I do parentheses. I do the color coding. Red's definitely for deleting later. Blue is stuff. Now, what I usually do is, especially if I'm adding to a old copy, I'll put things in blue that's new. so that I'll know where the new things start, and then if it's going to be deleted, I change it to red, or do like a strikeout through it, but keep it like, just keep it there. Worry about editing it later.
One of the things that what is it? She's from Australia, I think. Little Book Owl.
Oh yeah.
She did a video, I think it was last year, for NaNoWriMo Prep, and she said that add description, especially if you're low on words, like describe everything. And like a lot of times I'll know something, but I don't know like what exactly I want to write, and I'll describe like everything I know about whatever it is in that scene, and I'll just write it all out, and then I keep going. Because that way I've got it in there, because I am not going to remember that thought after NaNoWriMo's over.
Oh, definitely. And do you ever write just like, insert scene here? This needs something more.
I write that kind of stuff all the time. Or like transitions are my big thing. I can never figure out how to get from one scene to the next, so I'll just be like, somehow they all leave.
It turns into the next day here for some reason.
Sometime later.
I think it was last year or the year before, and I was writing, and I was like, okay, I know there's this idea, and so in like all capital letters, I was like, WTF, remember the idea, because I couldn't remember the idea. So I was like hoping that when I went back, I would remember it. But there's all kinds of notes to myself in my NaNoWriMo novels.
Sometimes I have the characters say that what they're talking about is stupid, just so the word count goes up, and I'm like, so-and-so said this was stupid, and then so-and-so agreed. So let's talk about something else. And then I just go and talk about something else. And I highlight it in black.
This is stupid. Yes, it is. Let's talk about something else. Okay, that's great.
I feel like there's a lot of that in NaNoWriMo novels, though.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of unnecessary dialogue and things.
Oh, I think my characters get really stupid because they'll just go, what? What did you say?
They're very hard of hearing. So what do you think is your biggest obstacle with completing NaNoWriMo this year?
We should pick an order that we go.
Yeah.
Well,
good.
No, I mean, I think for me it's just like the timing, because I know I'm gonna be going out of town for a writing residency, like for a week in November, which sounds like it would be productive because it's a writing residency, but I'm gonna be workshopping something else that I've already written, so I'm gonna be kind of like, I don't know, it's gonna be difficult for that reason, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm going to try to do it.
But hold on. If you're writing, no matter what you're writing, if you're writing, it counts as writing for NaNoWriMo, correct?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Does it have to be on that particular novel? Can it be on something else? Because a lot of people do multiple things during NaNoWriMo. They don't do just one thing. I mean, they're rebels, but you can
I
rebel.
didn't think of that. That's a good idea.
Just keep a little log of how many words you write, and then there you go.
That's true.
I'm such a rebel.
But if you're revising, don't you sometimes delete words? You don't want your count to go negative,
Yeah, that's true.
I think that my biggest challenge, other than, like, I don't know, actually just doing it and the days where I'm not going to feel like doing it, are going to be my weak wrist because after I write for so long, I have to put on wrist splints, and I have to give them rest and that. So, and like they're kind of achy today, and I haven't even been writing anything, so I could just imagine what they're going to be like the third week of November.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I get my right one's the one that ends up hurting, and it just hurts. And then my family just feels like horribly bad. Like my mother, the second year I did it, or the first year, she hated it because I would say that how badly my wrist hurts. So she was like, "Don't injure yourself, just writing."
But it's not just writing,
Yeah.
it's everything.
I've been handwriting so much that my right hand starts to go numb. It gets when I'm on the phone or when I'm writing now, it's like after a while my hand goes numb, and I'm like, okay, is it circulation, or is this because of the pinched nerve that's in my back in between my shoulder blades that keeps flip-flopping back and forth? Because now my shoulders are okay. My neck hurts. Damn rain and arthritis. Getting old sucks. But so I'm like, okay, this is not good. My hand going numb the month of October, right before NaNoWriMo starts. So I'm thinking about going to Walgreens and get me one of those wrist things. I don't know. Maybe it'll help.
When I got mine, it helped a lot.
Yeah.
My biggest obstacle, though, is balancing everything. Trying to make videos, because I'm still using Movie Maker because I don't like technology. I like very simple, user-friendly stuff, and I would love to add like that little funky stuff into my videos. But I just finally figured out how to use Movie Maker well. So I'm like, okay, doing the videos because it takes forever to edit and then upload, and then try to figure out what I want to vlog about because I don't want to do the same thing every day. And nobody cares about what my word count is, really. So, I don't know. And then writing on top of that.
Last year when I did daily vlogs, I tried to give some type of advice on a daily basis, but I don't know if I'm going to do that this time around, or if I'll just be talking about my experience, or will I do like follow me kind of videos, or what?
I don't know either. I don't know.
You'll just do what you're inspired to do in the moment.
Hopefully it'll be stuff that people want to see.
So much fun.
At this rate, all of my follow me videos are going to be nothing but rain because we are constantly getting rain here. Even after the damn flood, we're still, it's been raining for 2 days again.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I like writing to the sound of rain, but you know, all the potholes and everything, I have tomorrow, they had to order tires. I have to get 2 new tires for my car because one of the tires, the belt in the middle, the radial part, it busted, and that's from hitting one of those damn holes that you can't see underneath the puddles. So the other one, yeah, and the other one is it had like a big like bubble. So my steering wheel was doing this really bad shimmy vibration thing. So now I'm replacing 2 tires. And I'm like, you know, I don't know about 2 more days of rain. And it's supposed to rain tonight and maybe tomorrow too. So that's 3 more days. There's people who still have water in their yards. People whose houses are still actually flooded.
Oh, man.
Wow.
See, I guess I could write about the flood.
You could if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
That's next year's NaNoWriMo.
Let's see. Nina said, that is so incredibly cool, Sarah. I would love to read that.
Well, we have a question. Aaron is asking if any of us are trying to write more than 50,000 words.
No. 50,000 is good for me. If I write more than that, that's great. But, you know, last year I was like, I'm going to write 90,000 words, and that didn't work. But
Okay, Tamara, Nina said yes, she wants to be part of the video and to know where we chat. She didn't get a video link, only a message about the chat. Is she part
Well,
of?
I don't. Is she in the Right Stuff group?
She doesn't have Right Stuff. It came up under my Right Stuff search, but I don't know. She didn't have Right Stuff at the end of that, but she
I
had
guess.
it in the very beginning of her.
Well,
Okay, Amy answered.
Sorry. Okay, no, there you go. I'm doing 50,000 or at the end, so whatever is longer. Like, I don't plan on writing more, but if it happens, it happens. Root. If not, that's okay.
I'm writing 100,000, but it won't be during NaNoWriMo.
I will probably just be doing the 50K, and then more if that comes up. If more happens, and that's cool. But I'm not going to be trying to hit 100,000, which I think there are definitely plenty of people who do that. Or the people who will try to do 50,000 words in one day, which I think is incredibly crazy. I don't know how that happens.
I don't even know if
not
that's
enough
possible.
Coffee. There is not enough coffee. My goal is to finish my novel so that now that I know about NaNoWriMo, whatever it is, now in March, the editing thing for NaNoWriMo, now that I know about it, that's my goal, is to start editing in March. I want to have my book finished by then.
To me, every other month that's not November is editing month. Sometimes even November, because I have my old run from last year. I'm gonna hopefully like read through and edit too. Maybe I don't know. So how does everybody like function? I know for me, I remember last year I got very much like in the story world. Like everything around me was just my story, and I loved how very focused I was in November with just my story and nothing else. Does anybody else get that, like, your story's right there with you kind of feeling?
Well, yeah. And the one I was working on last year was set like in my hometown. So as I was, driving around or whatever, I could be like, I could very much imagine I was like in my story all the time. So yeah, that's pretty much where my head was the whole month.
I definitely get very much involved in the story, and I have a hard time writing other things during November, which I'm a freelancer by trade, so that's a problem. But yeah, it's very hard for me to like get out of the story zone and write a personal essay for a blog or something.
Oh yeah.
But I do it anyway.
I mean, I do a lot of like web content writing during the day, so it's like it's like I'm writing about, shoes or real estate, it's not like the same kind of writing.
Real estate.
It's very exciting.
Well, a really good thing when you're looking at stuff for your setting for your novel, I go onto real estate sites and I look up like houses or that match kind of sort of what I imagine in my story, and I'll look at the ones for sale and their descriptions. My head is always in my story in November. I'm talking about it at dinner. I'm imagining I'm the character. I'm going through dialogue and talking to myself, and my husband's like, "What are you doing?" I dream about it. I woke up one night, like I think it was last November. I woke up one night and I was like mad. He's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "It's not ending that way. It is not. It is not ending that way." He was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "My book." I don't even remember what was in the dream. I just know it was like somebody in the book was like, "No, it's going to end this way," and I'm like, "No, it's not." My husband was like, "You're crazy." But I dream about it a lot.
I don't dream about my stories too much. I remember some of my dreams, but they're not usually about my stories. Now, I've had poems come out of dreams, but not any type of like novels or short stories or anything like that.
Oh, I noticed Erin asked an awesome question that I think is awesome, which is if any of us are more outline focused, or if we just write a basic idea in our head and we just go. So I'll start because I like outlining way too much for my own good, probably. And I think the more you outline at the beginning, the less you have to fix at the end. So I'm a big outline person. I do tons of things. In fact, I have 2 outline prep videos because there was just too much outlining in the photo put in one.
That's awesome. I think I try to outline sometimes, but I never get through an entire outline before I just start writing anyway. So, I might outline like half of it, and then I'm like, okay, enough of that. I'm going to actually write. So,
I printed off some of the worksheets that were in Amy's video, but I am not sure if I am actually going to fill out all of these beforehand. I think that what I'll probably end up doing is after NaNoWriMo kind of going through some of these and trying to backplot, if that makes sense. But I'm not a big plotter beforehand. I'll have a basic idea and some major conflicts that I want to hit and build up to, but I kind of leave the rest of it to chance, I guess.
I'm a converted pantser. I am not a plot arc outliner. I'm not. I prefer to. I'm a character-based writer, and I've been having a blast with the hero's journey and the tarot cards, the e-course that I've been taking. I really like the hero's journey because it's more about the character arc and less about like the plot so much. Like the plot point and the pinch point and the because I understand that they should be right around here, but all of my writing is based on the character and what the character's going through. So it's just, I struggled and struggled. But I know that pantsing doesn't really work for me either because I end up with the saggy middle, and then I'm like, okay, I know I wanted my middle to be this, but that's not where I have ended up. So I kind of need to have a loose outline. And I truly outline mostly by all character stuff.
Yeah, my outline's like 13 pages long, and I still have like 4 or 5 chapters to outline, and then I scene and sequel every scene of my whole entire story. So I'm a big outline, go outline nerds. Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I wish I could do that. But every time I try, I just... and then it's like my outlines become very, like, half-assed almost, like they're really detailed at the beginning, and then I'm like just hitting like the very basic like conflict resolution. Okay, the end. Like, let's start writing.
I did one NaNoWriMo before I started doing videos on YouTube. I was writing my blog post, and I did an extremely detailed outline using Save the Cat. I had it in Scribner, I had it color-coded, I had details, I had, oh my god. And by the time I finished the outline, it was like time for NaNoWriMo, and I felt like I had written the book, and I didn't write that book at all for NaNoWriMo. I ended up writing something completely different, an idea that just came to me, and then boom. Because I felt like I had written it, and all I needed to do was edit it, but I had no real novel to edit, so I just felt lost.
So Nina asked if we could give more information about how do they even say this? NaNoWriMo, and that's the National Novel Editing Month. So I'm going to tweet out the link for her, and I guess the goal is to edit 50 hours in 1 month. So that's what.
Is it like December specifically? Because I actually didn't even know about it.
It's in March.
It starts March 1st.
We found out about this, what was that, last month?
I can't remember.
At the beginning of this month or last month?
Yeah, it was. I hadn't heard about it before either. I just always kind of was like, all right, NaNoWriMo, and then I'll just not work on this for a month and then get back to it in January.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I'm going to tweet that link out if my computer will let me.
I think for the people.
There was one time I didn't outline a novel at all because I usually outline, and then I decided that I wouldn't, and it was the most convoluted thing ever. So I don't think even a month of writing or editing, spending 50 hours would accomplish anything. I just scrapped it.
Yeah, I don't think that I've ever actually counted the number of hours that I've edited something. So, kind of interested to see how that would break down.
I'm just wondering how you prove that. Like in NaNoWriMo, you put your word count up.
Yeah, I think I would get distracted by videos. Like, oh, I'm totally editing as this review for this horrible movie is playing in the background. I'm not doing any
What was that? The background on Netflix?
Let's see. Alyssa says, so knowing what you do to prepare ahead of time, does anyone have any kickoff traditions for NaNoWriMo? I.e., start writing at midnight, a kickoff party with local writers, so on. I definitely start writing at midnight. I start writing at midnight. Like, 12:01, I'm typing.
Me too.
I don't think I did that last year, but it sounds fun. I think I'm going to do it this year.
No, I probably won't. I don't know. I think my... Oh, I forgot. Never mind. I don't do that.
It's Nano Eve, and last year we took my grandson trick or treating. Me, my daughter, my husband, my stepdaughter, we all went trick or treating with the baby, and we had a blast. We got back home. I had some extra candy. I started a pot of coffee. I got my outline up. I did some last minute stuff. I made a video, and as soon as it hit 12:01, I was writing.
Oh.
And I had Halloween candy to boot.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. I do traditionally find, like, I go on the Nano forums and I find, like, one chat room, because usually there's a bunch that pop up, and I find one, and that's, like, the hangout place all month long. Is, oh, I need to do my NaNoWriMo. Let me go to this chat room and write the words there. Like, I just hang out in one the whole month.
That's probably a good idea, because there are a ton of chat rooms.
I haven't done that yet. except for like in the camp and the cabins.
Yeah, that's been my only experience too. But I really did like the cabin in the camp because you know we were all kind of like rooting each other on, and
that was definitely a plus that regular Nano doesn't have. I really like the camps too. The cabins, it's fun.
We had a bunch of the people from RightTube in one of the cabins over the summer, and that was fun.
oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah. We should mention RightTube. So yeah, RightTube is this thing that we're doing. It was pretty awesome. It kind of ended up that it was all women writers, but that wasn't my intention. It's just the way it happened. But I mean, I'm cool with that. So there's 12 women in addition to myself who have been posting videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday about writing. So it's either been writing in general or tips for NaNoWriMo. And I have a playlist which I will tweet out with under the Write Stuff hashtag, so that if you haven't checked it out and you'd like to, you totally can. And it's just been really cool. And these ladies who are on the panel with me today, all of them have videos posted up already for it. So yeah, you should check it out, you guys. It's really good.
There were 13 of us, so we were the RightTube coven.
That's awesome.
I never would have thought of that. I made a RightTube coven.
I think Erin has another question, and it says, Thanksgiving, oh, it moved, okay. Thanksgiving is towards the end of the month of November, and especially in his family, it's really busy during the weekend. Have you thought about how you're going to meet your word count during that busy weekend?
I don't know what I'm going to do, because I'm making videos every day, and I'm going to really try to stick to it. I will try to pad my word count so that I'm ahead for the weekend. But it's just me and my boyfriend, so we don't have like a lot of family that we have to visit or anything, since we're 5,000 miles from everyone on this island. So, you know, like we'll get up and lazily make a meal and then just sit around and eat all day. So, you know, for the rest of the weekend, I will be all about the writing. But on that Thanksgiving day, I doubt I'll be writing much, if at all.
I usually write the first week. I aim for my word count goal to be at least 2,000, because I know there's going to be at least one day, which is Thanksgiving, and probably another day just because life happens where I can't really write. So I pad at least the first week or two, and have days where like I write at least 2,000 or more. And the word sprints is a really good way to do that. We did that last year, and we had like a couple of us had days where we like wrote 5,000 words. So it was really good. It helped a lot.
Yeah, the word sprints are really helpful. I do that too. I tend to pad like towards the beginning of the month, and then I tend to write a lot towards the end of the month. I guess it's the procrastinator in me. But I just, you know, I'm like, I have a week left, and I need to write 15,000 words or whatever.
I actually I was always done before Thanksgiving. Like the first time I finished in 19 days, and the second year I finished on the 23rd, so I never ran into that problem.
Overachiever.
This outlining thing that you do seems to really help you.
Yeah, it really helps me. I'm like, I don't know what to write next. Oh, I did my outline. This is when this happened. Okay.
Well, you know, actually, this is the first time that I have actually done, like, I'm not doing scene and sequel. I will have it in Scribner, like scene, like mine will see scene, and then it will say R for resolution, because it's the same thing, and I can't put S and S in there. But well, I could, but so like I have a whole bunches of outline written. I literally have like, and I don't have scenes mapped out. I have chapters mapped out because I know myself, and if I get too detailed with it, then I just won't be able to do it. I get like suffocated and strangled with it, and then I'm like, duh. But I think what is really easy, makes it really easy, is that if you do that, it helps. I think the last time I won, what was it, 2 or 3 days before the very end? But I've never done it that quick, and I've definitely never written the 50,000 in a day.
That sounds like so anxiety-ridden for me. Like, I would just be it's so panic. Such a panic.
There's not enough Adderall in the world or coffee for me to do that. I actually have a prescription, but I don't take it. That's why I ramble so much. But yeah, it's not happening.
Is it even mathematically possible to do 50,000 words in one day? I guess so.
If you stay up and you do nothing but write and only take breaks to go to the bathroom, I suppose.
If you type really fast.
So Nina suggested that if we miss the cabin nature from Camp NaNoWriMo, that we could get involved in local NaNoWriMo groups. Have any of you done that before?
They're an hour and a half away from me, which means I'm commuting 2 to 3 hours, and that's time I could be writing. Yeah. So I haven't done it because I can't justify the gas to do that and all the time away from my writing. So I don't know. I'm too stressed out during NaNoWriMo to do that. I would love it if it were here. And somebody mentioned, when I commented that on Maya's video, they mentioned, well, I could start one here. I could, but then that makes my NaNoWriMo twice as stressful because then I'm in charge of, I'm a municipal liaison. I don't know.
Yeah. There's a group like pretty near me, like 10 minutes away even. And I was going to go to like a meetup last year, but then I just felt like awkward about it or something, and I was like, I'm just gonna stay home and write. But maybe I will do that this year.
There are a lot of people that hang out at the Starbucks that's not far from where I live that are always writing. And on the 3rd Thursday of every month, they have what's called, it's an open mic poetry kind of thing. And I may end up going to that because they used to have them here, and I used to go all the time. I won like several mugs. I used to do poetry and open mic poetry, and I may end up going to that during the month of November, just because it's a very creative, inspiring kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been able to go to it before, but this time I think that might be my reward if I make my word goal that day.
Well, I totally think you should do that, but I am totally biased.
Yeah, you have a poetry bias there.
That's a good idea. I used to do an open mic night at my coffee shop, and I played music mostly, but we had poetry too, and it is just like, it's nice to be in that creative environment amongst a lot of artists and creative people.
This year is actually the first time when I tried to go to a write-in. I don't have a laptop before, but I got one of those like Surface tablet things, so I'm like, let me do this, and I went to one. And they're like, it's a brainstorming session. I'm like, yeah, I'll be able to finish all of these outlines that I have in my character. And then I went there, and then these two people from one of the local colleges were talking. I'm like, okay, I can listen to them talk. And then they kept on talking. And they kept on talking. I'm like, I need to get this outline done. Why are you doing this? Is a session. We're supposed to brainstorm together, not just hear you talk. So they just kept on talking. I'm like, forget this. I'm going to get my character turn and fill it out. So, But actually, I set up one for tomorrow. I'm going there tomorrow because it was convenient for me. And I'm like, I'm going to make my own. I'm like, this is going to be a plot-in, where instead of writing, we're just going to plot everything out because I want to get this finished tomorrow. So
That's a good idea.
maybe people will come. I made it convenient for me. I don't know how convenient it is for everybody else. But.
My local group, they did their kind of kickoff thing this past Saturday, and I didn't go, and then I'm glad that I didn't because my car ended up breaking down later that day. So, yeah, but it was like, okay, my boyfriend and I, we do library dates because we're nerds. So the car broke down in the parking lot of the library. So there was, like no one was there and it was fine. But if I would have gone to the Meetup, it would have been at Piana Cafe, which is like in the middle of this big bustling type of place. Like there would have been a lot of people and I would have been really embarrassed. So, yeah. And I've been thinking about doing what Amy has done and kind of just having my own thing and posting it on the local page on the NaNoWriMo.org site and just be like, here, come meet here because this is very close to me and I won't have to worry about my crappy car or taking the bus, which I really hate taking the bus. The issues with the bus.
And then I think someone said, who are they? Okay. Aaron said that you would have to type 35 words per minute nonstop for 24 hours to get 50,000 words in one day.
That's awesome. That's math.
And then he wants to know if we know how many words we can write per minute.
I think I can write like 80 or 90 or something per minute.
Oh, wow. I could do 65, but that's not thinking about what I'm writing. That's just copying something down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can type.
Last time Go ahead.
Oh, no. Yeah, I can type like 85 or 90 words a minute, but, I mean, writing, I have to stop and kind of think about what I'm doing. So I don't know.
Yeah. I'm the same. Typing, I think the last time I was tested, two different things. I tested like 75 words a minute for one and like 90-something words per minute for another. They were different kinds of forms or whatever. At 10 key stroke, whatever that is, with the calculator with the numbers. I do that really fast too, but I used to be in accounting for 20-something years. But when I'm writing, I'm stopping and I'm like looking at the screen, I'm looking at my words, I'm drinking some coffee, I'm thinking I don't like that word, but it's NaNoWriMo so I can't delete. So then I have to think of another word because I need to add another word because later I'm going to have to delete that word. So there's a lot of stopping and starting. I mean, I probably write one page all together, like maybe 200 words in like an hour or two. And that's on a good day. I mean, most of the time I write like 1,000 words a day. But so that's NaNoWriMo's upping it for me.
Do you guys ever participate in like word sprints or word wars?
Word sprints? I don't know what word wars are.
Oh, I do both in that chat room that I choose to hang out in November.
Yeah, I do word sprints, but I don't know what word wars are either.
They're, when you get a certain amount of time, so like 15 minutes, and whoever writes the most amount of words in 15 minutes, they win. That's it.
Any words?
Yeah, any words. Like it's more like you have this time, go write as much as you can.
Okay, well, unless it's relevant to my novel, I don't really want to war with words unless it's...
No, you write your own words. Like, I'm
okay.
writing my novel for 15 minutes, and whoever writes the
Oh,
most
okay.
in their prospective novel gets the win.
Oh, okay. I felt like a really big blonde right then.
I definitely do word sprints, and I think that I'm going to end up posting a few on my channel over the month, which will probably be good, and that would be like my video of the day. Oh.
I haven't live streamed anything yet, and I have seriously contemplated doing that. Just that, doing like word sprints, writing for like doing it for like an hour, and then breaking it up like we did, where we did like 20-minute, 15-minute increments.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to do, especially if people join you. It's weird if you are broadcasting by yourself. Be like, go me! Yeah, really did good.
Do you,
High five yourself.
do you do the virtual write-in things that they have?
I've tried to, but usually they're pretty early in my morning, since I'm 5 hours, 6 hours behind everybody in the world. So if they're later in my morning, then I try to participate in them. And I also do writing sprints and stuff with Word Nerds, and they usually do theirs on Sundays. So if you guys haven't checked out Word Nerds on YouTube, you totally should. It's an excellent writing channel.
And they're doing a NaNoWriMo type giveaway right now because they just hit 2,000 subscribers in their 2-year anniversary.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, you guys. We're at the top of the hour.
Yep, it's 10 o'clock.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That happened.
And we didn't have any major gaffoos. No weird pervert people.
That was horrible. I was so mortified. And I was just chatting, and I was really into whatever I was saying.
And a bunch of us are looking at the screen going, what is that?
And I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. Like, Amy sends me a message on Twitter. It's like, there's something. And we're just like, I don't know who you are. But there are children that might be watching this. And then I was like, oh my God, how do I get this person out of here? I don't know. And then I ended up blowing up on the screen. Oh, that was bad.
That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, nothing like that happened tonight.
That was funny.
At the time, it was horrifying. I wanted to crawl under a rock.
10 Shades of Red.
Oh, man. Once I realized, but that's why now I don't have it as just an open thing that anyone can log into to chat, because I learned a valuable lesson.
A very valuable.
Not everyone who just log in will be nice people who just want to talk about writing.
NaNoWriMo.
Oh, God. Okay, well, this was wonderful. And I'm so glad that we took a trip down memory lane. God.
I'm a Leo. I can't help it.
I think it'd be fun if maybe, I know we said how writing alone and like a live thing was like self-high-fiving. Maybe we could do one of these in November, and then we won't be alone.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to maybe... Do you want to do something next week?
Maybe we could do one like the first week of NaNoWriMo, and maybe like at the end.
That sounds good. I'll just be done and
That
just be
sounds
like,
You'll just be sitting back, like.
editing. I'll be editing.
What's up?
That's probably what.
Well, all of us will still be writing, but Amy.
She'll be working on her next outline.
That's right.
I'll be 15,000 words behind, wondering what the hell happened. All right, I'm writing it on my whiteboard here. That's why I have this whiteboard.
Which is very convenient. If you look at our the G Plus Write Stuff community, we started putting everybody's writer space. So if you're wondering what the opposite side of this video looks like, you can click there and you can figure out what everybody's desk is like. So yes, very intense.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. One of my reward for winning NaNoWriMo, once I win it, I'm not gonna say if I win it, I want to get a big whiteboard to get rid of all this stuff on my wall.
Mine's a T-shirt.
I get cupcakes.
Okay, so we will figure out what day and what time and everything that we'll do our first week write-in, I guess? Virtual write-in?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that's called. It's a virtual write-in.
Yay.
And then we'll tweet about it, and we'll talk about it on our YouTube channels, I'm sure, and we will tell you guys, because it's awesome that you guys have joined us, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. And thanks, lady, for joining me, so I'm not alone on here talking to myself. I really appreciate that, too.
I figure I talk to myself enough all alone, you know.
I do, too. I don't know how many times my boyfriend's like, are you talking to me? And I'm like, no.
No.
I'm reading my book. It's getting intense.
That's funny.
So,
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. This was a lot of fun.
definitely. And thanks, everyone, for watching, and have a good writing week, and we will see you next week sometime. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.